Good morning, my dear students. As we all know that this is unprecedented time and you cannot come to the school. In spite of the fact, we have to utilize our time at our home. And due to the uncertainties in this timeline, it should not affect our studies. So in that series, we have prepared some video lectures for you. I know that video lectures are not as interactive as a classroom, but it is definitely going to help you in value addition in you. And the best part of the video lecture is that you can use it according to your own convenience. Like you can pause it, repeat it whenever you face any problem, right? So the very first thing we are going to start from this today is the first chapter of your book is The Lost Child from the book Moment. And is there anyone who is not having book with them? They can download it from CBSE online website. Ebook is available over there. So first chapter, The Lost Child. Before we start this chapter, I would like to tell you who is the writer, the Mukul Raj Anand, the famous Indian writer in English, and he is notable for his writing about the common man, right? So Mukul Raj Anand, he is telling about the child who has lost. Very beautiful, very interesting story we have in this chapter. The child has been lost. So when you look at the chapter's title, what comes to your mind? Whether the child has been lost somewhere or been kidnapped? Yes, the child has been lost in a fair. How he had lost in the fair and what happened, that is what we are going to study in this chapter. Before I start the story, I would like to tell you an anecdote of mine with my own episode. When I was too young, I was in the age of 7 or 8 years, and I was also lost in a fair. It was such a petrified feeling for me. But let me share this with you. You know, once when I was 7 or 8, or I went in a fair along with my family members, especially my parents, and the fair was in the Karoli district of Dosa, and it was a very crowded place. It's an annual festive over there, and I went. And you know what? When people was moving towards the temple, the shrine, and there was a very much crowded place, and I left the hand of my parents, and I was left behind the crowd. It was so petrifying. It was so I was so terror stricken. What to do? I was wailing. I was crying. Nobody was able to listen me, right? And that moment, I found a stranger. Who took me to the announcement department, to the help desk, and where these people, they announced for me, and at last I was able to get my parents. But that feeling was so petrifying. I was so much terror stricken. I cannot imagine the time in my life without parents, because we share a very different kind of bond with our parents. The same we are going to study in this chapter. Let's start this chapter, The Lost Child. In the very beginning, we get to know that the child is moving to a fair. The child is moving to the fair along with his parents, with his mother and his father. As they're moving, and the season, the time, and the aura is about of spring season. It's very beautiful. As we all know, the spring is all about beauty and the greenery and the flowers, right? It's a rebirth of the nature, right? So this is very beautiful. The nature was at its full like utmost beauty, utmost splendor, and the child was also like he was also tickled pink. He was so happy. He was so cheerful, and they all was moving through along with his parents. It is moving towards the fair. So on the way, whatever he has witnessed, the beauty of the nature, the toy shop, he was very much fascinated towards the toy shop. He demanded his father that I want this toy. And as you all know, that fathers and mother, they cannot fulfill all the demands. So he said no. He did not say no. He just stared at him angrily. And the child get to know that the parent, his father, is not ready to give him toy. He understood. But at the same moment, you know, our mothers, they all are like this. She diverted his attention from the toy, and she took his attention towards the beauty of the nature. She told him that look at the beauty of the fields, look at the mustard fields, how beautiful, right? Yellow flowers, it's so beautiful, it's so captivating, right? The same way, the mother diverted his attention towards the beauty of the nature, towards the fields and the butterflies, dragonflies, and the insect, worms, they were coming out of their boat. So on the way to their fair, they saw the very natural things, the beautiful things, and the child was rejoicing, was enjoying all those things. Then they're proceeding further. He can see the sweet meat shop, and again, sweet meats, the colorful sweets. It was mouth-watering for the child. But this time he did not ask his parents. He knew his parents will refuse him, will saying that he is greedy about sweets, right? So then again they proceed further. There was a person who was having a balloon seller, balloon hawker. With the pole, he was having a vibrant color balloons, and again he was very much fascinated towards the balloons. Then he has speculated, if I will ask about the balloon, my parent will say that that you are too old to play with the balloons. And we all know that it is fascinating for us as well. It's vibrant color balloons. Still, we love to play with them. So the same was a child. The child, the story is all about that, right? The protagonist of this chapter. The child is the protagonist of this chapter. Okay? Then what happens? They're proceeding further. They're moving ahead, very happy. Everybody is in cheerful mood. Even all the villagers, whosoever is moving along with them, all the people were coming out of their family, because winter is about cold and gloomy, and after that spring has come. Everybody is very much like happy and fascinated and rejoicing, beautifully dressed. So they all are moving to the fair. Then the child, he was fascinated by the whatever he find on the way, fascinating to like hawkers and swings. Now he's telling about the beauty of the nature and beauty of the fair, where people are in the throngs, the people are enjoying, and the hawkers are there. They're calling the names like for the sweets, for the balloons. So here, this time, child again proceed further, and he saw the child like the snake charmer. But when he went near to the snake charmer, the person was playing with his instrument, and he get to know that his mother has told once that he should not go to such kind of things. It may be harmful for him. Then he proceeded more further. This is all fascinate us as well. I think I should let me come to our own point of view. We all love to go to the fair because the people are there. We love the fascinating things in the fair. As we talk about the school fetes, what we love about that? The roundabouts, the swing, the giant wheel, right? The hawkers, the stalls. So this is all about the very common thing about every person, about any fair, any carnival. It's all about the festivities and celebration. The child was having the same kind of festive mood in his festive mood. So in the same reference, he is proceeding further. And next he saw a roundabout, a giant wheel, and he wanted to take a joyride. Here he requested his parents that I want to take this joyride. And as soon as he turned back, that to have a look of his parent, to request his parent that I want to take this joyride, his parent was not there. And to his astonishment, he looked here and there, and he did not find his parents. He looked hither, thither, he looked up and down, he looked everywhere, but he could not find his parents. And he started crying bitterly. He started wailing, and he was running here and there trying to find his parent. He was calling the name, where's my mama, papa, where's my mom, where's my father. And he was so terrified, he was so terror stricken, he was not able to find his parents. At last he was a stranger. He came to him, a kind-hearted person, and he asked him why he is crying. Then the child replied that I cannot find my father and mother. And the kind-hearted man, he tried to console the child by offering him sweets, by offering him sweets, toys. But at this moment, the child denied for everything. He just want his parents. Like the man, he was trying to console the child. That beta, just stay quiet. We will look for your parents. We will look for your father and mother. But at the time, just calm down. And to pacify him, he offered the toys, he offered the sweets, he offered the flowers, he offered the balloons, but he did not want anything. He just want his parents. So here the chapter ends, and the author kept the ending of the chapter open for all of us, because at this point of time the child was looking for his father, and might be his parents might be finding for him as well. Might be name, must be, right? Not might be. So they must be looking for his child, and we can assume that he might have find his parents. But here at this point, what the author wanted to say, what the writer intend to say, he wanted to say that the affection and the bond and the relationship that the child share with his parents is priceless. It is priceless. So we can say that the love and bond we have with our parents, with our loved one, that is priceless, and it is really very beautiful, and we all want to cherish it. And everything, all the materialistic thing, all the luxury in the life is away from that, right? So this is what the author wanted to say. I just hope you might have understood this chapter. And if you have any doubt, you just keep noting. And whenever we'll be having classes, we will resolve it. Thank you and have a nice day.